guys, today is going to be a little bit of a tutorial as well as installing the new exhaust setup. Basically going to show you guys how to do a catback on a 15 to 19 STI or WRX. It's pretty much the same thing from the catback. Got everything laid out over there, got the gaskets that I need, and we're good to go. So let's go ahead and get this on the car. Also, in case you're wondering, these are the mid-pipe to axle back gaskets. Look like this. Obviously you'll need two of them. I'm not going to be doing a downpipe to mid-pipe gasket because it's a pretty fresh gasket that I installed when I did the downpipe. So these are the gaskets that you need. Alright, so since I can't really fit my main camera underneath the car, I'm going to be using the GoPro to get some close-up underneath shots. But basically, this is going to be probably one of the simplest things you can do. Up at the front, on an STI, I can't speak for WRX because I don't know for sure. But there's just two bolts connecting the mid-pipe to the downpipe, and I'll show you guys that when I break them loose. And then you have 3 bolts on this axle back, 3 bolts on that axle back. Really hoping I don't need any sort of WD-40 or anything to break them loose. And then the mid-pipe has 1 hanger, and then the axle back should have 2. Same thing for the other side. So all in all, 8 bolts in total, 2 gaskets, unless you're doing a downpipe gasket as well, and that should be about it. So let's go ahead and start tearing this apart. So after sitting here analyzing a couple options, it seems like the best way to do it on this factory performance exhaust is one side and the other side. So these are 14mm bolts and nuts, and originally I thought the best way would be to put a wrench on this side, but I don't know if you can tell, there's not enough space to get a wrench in there, and I'll show you. Maybe it's just my wrench, but you can't, I can barely get it on there, but it moves around a lot and I don't want that. So it seems like the best option here is going to be 14 extension and then a 14 regular on this side, because there's plenty of room on this side. That blew right in my face. Wasn't cool. Alright, that is one axle back free. Here it is. And that's number 2. Alright, so here we are at the downpipe side. Yeah, these shouldn't be as hard because I just took them apart about a month or 2 ago to do my wastegate, so it should be pretty easy.
hook us up. Alright, so we're putting the first axle back on, and I was having an issue lining everything up, but pretty much all I had to do was push up on the pipe and then bolts just kind of fell in place. So I'm going to tighten these up, and then we're going to move on to the other one, tighten those up, and then we're going to do a sound clip, and I'm going to try to do it before it gets dark because it's coming up on that time. So I'm going to just skip that part because you guys, I'm pretty sure you can comprehend putting 2 bolts in, putting the hangers in, stuff like that. So I'm going to skip it, and I'm just going to power through this and hopefully be able to get a daylight running clip, how it sounds. Alright, it's the next day, and I want to go ahead and talk about some things real quick. So I ran out of daylight, obviously, because it's the next day. But before we get to the startup video, I want to go through some things about these connection points here. So this is the rear. This is where the left axle back and then the right axle back connects. One of the last things I said yesterday was, you know, I was going to tighten that up and then move on to this side. So the best advice I can give is to just get the bolts started in this and then the nuts threaded on them, and then do the same on this side. Make sure everything gets, you know, started pretty much, and then tighten it down, because I had tightened this side down, went over to this side, and it was all out of whack. You know, the alignment of the tips was just bad. So get them started, threaded, and then start to tighten everything down once, you know, you have the bolts in the hole. Because I messed around with it for about an hour just trying to get that side, you know, just trying to force it into place, when I could have just loosened that side up, and then it was just cake after that. So that's pretty much the advice I can give you on this side, or on the rear side. Front side, just, you know, bolt it up and continue as normal. So we're going to go ahead and do a startup now, and let you guys hear what it sounds like.